digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Hi guys, and welcome to THFC Till We Die, and this is your watch along to the penultimate game of the Premier League season. Yes, it is here, it is there, and it is bloody every bloody where as Tottenham Hotspur travel to just let me do something. They travel to Villa Park to have this game before the Europa League final. As you can see, the lineups are out, and as you can see, Tottenham's lineup is very much changed from the team that played against Palace. Their latest defeat, their 10th. They haven't won in 10 games. They actually think lost the last 5. 4 Premier League games, only 1 draw in that run as well. Look, I'm always optimistic for Spurs. I'm always optimistic. Of course I am. But we got to win tonight. We've got to get something tonight. Pride has to come into it. We cannot face our 21st defeat of the season. And as I broke earlier, there will be a new Spurs manager in the dugout early June. So that is the latest on that. We'll go more into that, of course, at halftime. Just want to do something very quickly because I should have done it before. I don't know if that's worked, but who knows? Who cares? But this is the Spurs lineup. Kingsley and go. We've got a back four: Spence, Stanso, Davis, and Reguilon making a return. Reguilon maybe getting the swan song. We're going to midfield 2 of Papa Sarr and Archer Gray, and then a midfield 3 of Mikey Moore, Odegaard, and Sonny and Tell up front, with Odegaard playing that number 10 role. Big up to Erwin. He says, "Hi, Dermot. Everyone, hope you enjoyed your weekend." Look, I did. It was nice to see friends, people over from America, and people that I don't see very often. But you're asking for the bench, and this is the bench. It is a Bentincourt, Basuma, Casanova, Brennan Johnson, Olsey, Pedro Porro, and Solanke. So, guys, that is your Let's see now. Okay, there you go. That should work all right. That is your bench for today's game. A game, I think, look, if we get anything out of it, who knows? Who absolutely knows if we will get anything out of this game? I'm not really hoping much, but never. Big up to Dan. Big up to him. I hope you're okay. Me, I'm always all right, Dan. It says IX manager being linked with the job. As far as I know, the managers that are linked is Glasner, Xavi, Inzaghi, and Tusik are the managers that are in. All I know, there will be a manager in place in early June for what I've been told. So we'll keep an eye out for that. The players are going to do a minute silence, of course, in memory of two players that have passed away, for Peter McFarlane and Jake Finley, both Aston Villa players of years gone by. So they are doing a minute applause for them two players. I think I've sent the link to the guys. They should be joining me very soon. There's the manager as well. And look, look, it should be all about Wednesday. Yes, it should be all about Wednesday. But when does pride come into it, guys? When does pride come into wearing the Spurs shirt? And we have to be pride. There he is coming. He's running, like he's finishing off before the whistle. So I think he's just popping off there before he jumps on here, Dan. Or you may just get me doing it solo. Sorry to disappoint. Sorry to disappoint you, man. But you never know what will happen. You never know what's going to happen on this channel. Anything can happen. You should know that by now. But there is the Aston Villa manager. Tottenham are going to kick off, guys. They are going to get us off and underway. It is Matez Tell in the center of the box. The referee, is he ready? He looks his watch. And we're off and underway here, guys. And here is Danso. Danso plays it right now to Reguilon. Reguilon now on the wing. Kicks it long up the field. Looking for Sonny. Doesn't find Tell. Good header by Villa. Villa now doing some good stuff here. Good header that was from Ben Davies. And here's Aston Villa now. And there's Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins, Kinky's come flying out of his goal and kicks it straight into row Z. Good start that was. Good goalkeeping that was from Kingsky as well. And there is my man, Steve. Big up, Steve. You're here. The game is... Yep. Hello, where are you? Hello. I don't know. This is the new... Oh, that's better. Sorry about that. This is it now. We kicked off, Steve. Here's Villa. Villa have started off very well. Here's now match. Sorry.
My stream just kicked off. So I'm at 5 seconds.
All right. Let me know when you get to... Let me get the phone. Let me know when you get to... hang on. Let me know when you get to a minute exactly.
Will do.
And then we'll be honest
with you, Dermot. I'm excited for this, man. I'm always excited.
Yeah, look, I am excited for this game. Look, we're going to miss it in the summer when Spurs are not here. But you know, it's been a long season, and I think we're all focused to Wednesday. I think Wednesday's going to be. Where are you doing time-wise, man?
I am at 48 seconds right now, so we're getting up to it. So here's 50, 51, 52, 53. There's 56, 57, 58, 59. 1 minute.
There we go. We should be all synced up.
Yep.
I tell you, if we win that on Wednesday, I think I might stream all night.
Oh, dude, we're gonna party. We're gonna party unbelievably Wednesday, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we hoist that trophy. And I got to ask you a favor real quick. Yeah. I got to ask you not talk to my bosses, because I'm taking that day off of work. So if you're cool not snitching me out, we're gonna party that day. Yeah, we will party. But here's Matt. I won't say nothing. Don't worry. I'm saying nothing. No one. Matty Cash, good defending by Reguilon there. Here's Villa. Villa now playing it around. Just gone back. Good pressing that was from Tell. Good start from Spurs. 2 minutes in, we haven't conceded yet, which is a bonus.
which is always a bonus when we don't concede. But look, there is 44 minutes to go yet, so we've got plenty of time to concede a goal. But here's Villa now, just taking it nice and easy. The Villa fans in full throttle as they shout and scream for their Peaky Blinders to beat the London Blinders and these North London. Good stuff from Good stuff when Ben Davies kicks it up the field.
Nice.
Good kick up, good defending as well.
So, Derma, let me ask you a question real quick. What's the difference between normal blinders and Peaky Blinders?
Well, we're North London Blinders, and we're just the best, and Peaky Blinders are just wannabes who pretend to be us. But here's straight into the arms as Kingsley there. Kingsley's done well, actually. He started the game well. He's dominating his area, and he did well on Sunday as well. I have to say, he kept it down from us. We could have lost that 2 or 3-0, 4-0 if it wasn't for Kingsley. So, I say fair play to him. Here's Danso all the way back to Kingsley inside his box, outside his box now, outside the D, kicks it from left to right. Lovely ball, looking for Sonny, and Casper the Ghost is there, and he tries to trap the ball. It gets under his foot, and Casper just looks at it as it goes by, thinking, bye ball. And Ange there, shaking his head, thinking, can I have my money yet, mate? I need to go back to Australia.
I like the jacket, though.
Yeah, I know. I like the jacket. Very expensive. That's about €100 in the Spurs shop, by the way.
Ooh.
I bought a few T-shirts when I was over there, and a lovely mug. I showed the mug tomorrow. I bought a beautiful mug. I sent you a picture of it, Steve. I meant to send you a picture already, but I bought a lovely mug. Here's Sonny now, back to Reglon now, back to Ben Davies back to Kingsley in the 6-yard area, looking for options. Reglon shouting for it, give it to me. He's saying, there's Ben Davies now. Don't stop, keep fucking back. Anyway, here's Danso. Tottenham keeping the ball. This is unreal. We're 4 minutes in. We're still not 1-0 down yet. What's happening? What's this? Where's this Tottenham been all season?
There you go. Play it forward.
Play it forward. Here we go. Totally different. Do you know what I like about the Aston Villa manager? He's always on his toes. He's quite fun. He's up. What is it? Have you noticed he's one way? Oh, yeah. Here's Sonny. Sonny.
Nice.
Go on, Sonny. Quite across it. Oh, Sonny.
Oh, son, you should have taken a shot right there. Left foot, played on the other side of the post right there. At least you're going to have something on net, but you're also going to have Brendan Johnson crashing from the other side.
Oh dear, it was good. It was a good pass as well to put Sonny through as well. To be fair, it was a lovely Ben. I think it was Ben Davies. What a pass from Ben Davies. 5 minutes gone. Lord and ladies and gentlemen and madams, whoever, we're still near and then. Top away goal scorers at Villa Park. Son with 6 goals, Robbie Fowler with 5, and Harry Kane with 5. So Son has scored 6 times at Villa Park. But here is Villa looking for a breakthrough, looking for something. Archie Gray doing his bulldog impression at McGinn's heels. And there's Villa are a good side though, Steve, aren't they? They rarely are.
Without a doubt. And they're playing for a spot in the Champions League next year as well too. This team is unbelievably well coached, and the players obviously in. Ooh, nice save.
Good save, but that was zoned. Here's Ollie Watkins now in the area. Villa looking to go 1-0 up. Here's Watkins straight into the arms of the. Do you want to describe that chance there, Steve? Describe it there for how it happened. Yeah,
it was a nice little switch. It was a nice little. Actually, it was a shot that Kinski blocked down to the feet of Ollie Watkins, who plays a little give and go to create space in the box. But the shot in itself was through traffic, not enough on the shot at all. And Kinski easily handles it.
Here's Villa now. Villa are starting to go up the gears a little bit. Tottenham being a bit stretched. Of course, it's all about Wednesday. But here's Villa. Well defended by Ben Davies. Here's Jed Spence now. Jed Spence gets his pocket picked. Oh, just over the bar. Ooh. And again, Jed Spence gets his pocket picked on the edge of the area. He continues his form like he did. Again, here, Steve, just talk us through this little movement here.
Yeah, it was. It all starts with a nice cross that's deflected and punched away by Ben Davis, who plays it forward to Jed Spence, who you're absolutely right. McGinn was right there, picks his back pocket and puts one on. But the thing about it is, it was just a horrible first touch from Jed Spence that put himself in a position to get his pocket picked. And that's the disappointing part about the whole thing. Is Jed Spence has been an absolute monster this season, but for whatever reason, his form has dipped.
Oh, and there's a Villa shot all the way back to Kingsley, and it was from Anessio to Rogers, and a little bit of lack of communications.
Yeah,
and there's the Villa. I love him at Tottenham, the Villa manager. Actually, I really would. Actually, I really would. But I do know what, I'd take Mourinho back as well if we offered him the job.
Mourinho,
the special one, but his Kingsley.
Yeah, I kind of would too. I think I would too.
Yeah. But his Kingsley waiting. What you waiting for? For fuck's sake. Do that quick. Jesus Christ. Back to Kingsley. Kingsley now. Mrs. Tron went for a 3-0 Villa win. She says you lot have no hope. But she still thinks we're going to win the title on Wednesday. But his son. Yeah.
Mrs. Tron 3-0.
Yeah. Well, every time I go up to her, how did Spurs do? She's so used to me going up and saying, don't ask. We lost again. We've lost again. I think it's reverse psychology. I think that's what she's doing. I think it's called reverse psychology. So very clever.
That hasn't been working either. So
no. I don't know what does. I'm looking forward to our season review, Steve, with James and the gang, because it's going to be. I think we all need a stiff whiskey before that show.
I think that's going to be a very positive therapy session right there. We're doing our season review because we're gonna be opening up old wounds.
Yeah, we will. But anyway, here is Villa working now with the ball, taking it steady on a hot, warm, balmy May night. And of course, look, we're all saying we want this season to end, but by God, are we going to miss Spurs when they're not playing? But don't you worry, guys. We got the transfer season opening and the return of the best transfer show on YouTube. Newsbeat does return weeknights at 8 o'clock every night, 7 days a week. It is Newsbeat with all the latest news, views, and everything that comes out of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And then, of course, we've got then live shows for the first fixtures of the season. Any breaking news we'll bring to you first, and then we've got all your preseason stuff. So don't you worry. We have everything covered for you in the lean months when there's no Spurs playing. But here's Aston Villa now. Here's Villa over the bar as well. And really, the Villa, look, there's McGinn. For me, McGinn's a good player. But look, he's too easy. It's just, they've got so much room, haven't they?
Right, and he just essentially walks through three Spurs defenders, then lays it off. I believe it was Morgan Rogers who puts one over. But that being said, it's like the ability to draw multiple defenders is it's disheartening to see because you're looking for good positioning right there. So that doesn't happen. So you don't have that little flick onto Rogers. But
God, Here's Villa again, and here's Villa now. Villa are knocking on the door more than once, more than twice. It's going to be 3 times the charm, but good defending from Papa Sarr. He's got the legs of a gazelle running, and then Mikey Moore loses it to McGinn, but it goes out for a Villa throw. And big up to Matthew. Are we cooked? No, we're not cooked yet. Steve's just starting to starter. He's just put it in the oven, something nice. This is just something sweet. Then we're going to get to the main course, which is Wednesday, where he brings out his masterpiece. And then the dessert is going to be our all-night party. But don't tell anyone we're not having one.
Right now it's just treacle tarts. That's it. Right now it's just it's the treacle tarts.
Here's Sonny, Captain Fantastic on the wing. Go on, Sonny. Go on, my son. You know you can do it. Crosses it in. And that was as good as a cross as it just wasn't. It's gone out for a corner, but that was just, it shows how unfit Son is, isn't it? How important it was really to start Kulu and get match minutes into him. But I still stand by what I said on Dave's show. I wouldn't start Sonny on Wednesday. Start him on the bench. But there is a corner for Tottenham Hotspur here, the first corner of the game, and it's Sonny taking it, just the ball just outside.
Well, I think
the
with
little
the
D.
I think with these match minutes, the 30 minutes against Crystal Palace in the start today, I think that's a sign where we possibly will see Sonny starting on Wednesday. Yeah.
And they're all straight into the arms of Martinez, another player who I think for me, when we bought Vicari, I was over the moon, but I prefer Martinez myself. But here's Villa now, 12 minutes into the game, 0-0. At this point, me and Dave on Sunday were trying to start. Spurs are on the way to Bilbao. I mean, the atmosphere, Steve, was so poor. It was woeful. The away fans, I think, this season have been absolutely fantastic. And the shite they've had to watch away from home. Do you know, fair play to them. I applaud them. I really do applaud them.
Yeah. It just didn't start. That Palace match didn't start all that well. No. And I can understand the lackadaisical approach by the fans and not getting into it because it just had that feeling from the opening whistle. I don't blame our home fans at all.
No, but here's Villa on the march, on the look. Tell pushes him over, doesn't, and he does. He gets a free kick to Villa. Watching Tell actually on Sunday, he works incredibly hard. He does an awful lot off the ball that doesn't get shown on telly. But watching him live, he works incredibly hard. And I just love his motivation. He's always trying to motivate the crowd and motivate his fellow professionals, which is great. But we're 13 minutes in. It is Matty Cash with a free kick. Gun short. Looking for the overlap. Doesn't find it. Corner. Oh, good header out. Well done. Here's Odegaard. Odegaard to Sonny. Sonny now to Odegaard. Go on, Odegaard. Go on. You're the French wizard. Go on. Get in there.
That didn't seem like a waste of a free kick right there.
No. Here's Sonny now. Sonny shoots.
Ooh.
Just over the bar from Sonny.
Ooh.
Shot, is that going out for a corner or goal kick? I think it's going out for a goal kick.
Great shot by Sonny right there in space.
Talk us through it, Steve.
Yeah, that hesitation from Wilson Odegaard up the left, frees Sonny, and he's got acres of space, cuts in like he usually does, but then he puts that nice curler on. And he had a lane in which he saw an opening, and he absolutely abused it. But that thing was just a little high. You got to love Sonny, right? You got to love Sonny because he's come to play today, man. He's got his shooting boots on.
I tell you one thing about Sonny, and I'll make a heat for this, right? But I think Sonny showed more commitment at Tottenham to stay to try to win the trophy at Tottenham than Harry Kane did.
Yes and no. I think Harry showed it for many years that he was willing to sign an extension. But that being said, I think he ran out of patience as the coaching carousel continued to turn. I think he just got tired of multiple men. Yeah, I would too if I was in the situation. I can't fault him for wanting to leave and try to winning a trophy. But that being said, you have to admire Sonny's game.
Go on. Here's Tottenham. Tottenham are really cooking, actually. Here's Matez Tail. Matez Tail, can you get across it? Oh, the bar. Oh, wow.
Oh,
what a
flick.
What a flick. Nelly went in there, saved by Martinez legs. He went out. Here's Aston Villa now. This is an end-to-end game. Tottenham have not come here to get beat. Tottenham have started well, attacking areas in the first half. Down the right, 33%. Down the middle, 22%. But it's the left-hand side, 45%. Boris says he's loving our away fans, constantly booing Cash whenever he gets hold of the ball, and so he should be booed, the dirty rotten git.
That was such a nice pass from Sonny to hit Odegaard. Breeze Tell on the left side puts one in. It was just a flick right at the goalkeeper right there. Good movement. Good movement from the Spurs so far.
Yeah, and here is now Tottenham again, gone out for a Villa. Tottenham fans celebrating, really supporting the team. Well done, guys. Here's Matez Tell. It's Matt Cash on the ball. Woo, Cash. All the way back now to Villa, to the number 4, looking for options. Looking just to see what can break down the sturdy Tottenham defence. Here's Villa. Now looking to go early. Don't go back. They're just playing the ball around. Tottenham pressing. Nearly 17 minutes gone here at Villa Park. 0-0. But Tottenham have been the better team. Oh, that's a free kick, says the referee. Yes, it is. It was Reguilón that was brought down. But Tottenham, for the first 70 minutes, Steve, have been the better side. They already have. They've turned up.
I think it's even. But that being said, I like the fact that Spurs are taking their chances downfield. I like that they're using their speed because they do have guys that do have burners, right there as well too. They're taking chances, which is what I want to see. They're not getting into their shell. They're just pushing the pace forward on the counterattack, and I love seeing that. And Villa just has the possession right now. They've taken a few chances, but for the most part, they still haven't yet figured out how to find a way into Tottenham's box yet.
Oh, here's Matty Cash. Matty Cash against Reguilón.
Nice play.
Reguilón pressing, but Matty Cash looking for options. Does push Cash back. Lovely ball. Villa, Tottenham defending well. 18 minutes in, as I said, 0-0 here at Villa Park. As it stands, Tottenham Hotspur will stay 17th, but Villa will go up to 5th place in the Premier League as it stands at the moment and are in a Champions League place before the final games on Sunday. I cannot believe the league ended on Sunday. What a save.
Whoa!
What a save
Whoa.
from Kinski. That was from Rodgers there. Little flick. And there was Kinski just to put it around the post. Talk us through it, Steve.
Yeah, it was it was right outside, and I think it was Onana that put one in. Finds Morgan Rodgers right in front of Kinski, who tried to put the flick on, but there was Kinski with this big left paw right there to knock it past. Good positioning from Kinski right there. That looked like it was 100% a goal, but you got to give credit where credit's due. Kinski just came up absolutely large in that situation.
And here's good header out from Danso. Here's now. Oh, Sonny nearly robbed it, but Villa are coming back. Villa's coming. Good defending again by Tottenham. Good kick out there by Danso.
Oh, that was Archie Gray.
Yeah, it was Archie Gray. Good defending. His Papa Sarr kicks it up the field, and nobody's there. Straight into the arms. This is no final second last game, friendly game. Both teams are up for this, by the way.
Yeah,
they really are.
Definitely up for this one. Defensively, they're tough. You got to appreciate the work rate so far.
But here's Tottenham now. Boris is right. We are absolutely ruining them down the left, but they're ruining us down the right. Spencer's totally dropped off. He was bad against Palace. I'm surprised he started tonight. But I suppose if you're resting your big players for Wednesday, you've got to. But anyway, here's Villa. Good defending by Spurs. Here's Tottenham now. Mateus Tail. Loses the ball. Does he get a free kick? No, he doesn't. Referee says play on. 20 minutes gone, 0-0. But Tottenham, I think for the last 5 minutes, have been the better side. Villa have no answer to Tottenham. Really don't have any answer whatsoever. Villa now. Here's the number 44. Matty Cash is now free. Doesn't go to Cash. Finds Watkins. Watkins goes all the way back to Matty Cash. Matty Cash got the ball. Tottenham not pressing. All Tottenham. The only player inside the Villa area is Mateus Tail. Odegaard and Sonny are in the Tottenham end, in the Tottenham half of the field. But Villa very slowly building up again. Looking for options going down the right where they know they're getting some good access down there with the Mikey Moore and Jed Spence combination. It's a free kick there to Spurs. That's a very harsh free kick. That's harsh. But referee, world is final. I think it's a great I think that's a great thing by Boris saying we are abusing them down their left-hand side, but they are attacking us down the right. The Moore Spence combination is not working. But
Is it more on Spence or is it more on Moore? Is it a combination of both, just not tracking back? Because I don't know how to call it just yet.
I think it's a combination. They haven't played much together before. But here's a free kick to Villa. Villa bring it in. Good header out from Papa Sarr. Tottenham defending extremely well. But here's now Villa, and it goes out for a Villa throw-in. Villa now with the ball. The number 44 throws it to Matty Cash now. Matty Cash with the ball, looking for options. Asks for another ball. Thank you very much, says the ball boy. Cash now with the ball. hit.
I love
That
that.
was quick. Yeah, I had to get
And
that
the
in
ball-
quick.
Yeah, the ball
Oh,
boy says thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
And there was Watkins in the middle. He had so much of a goal to aim at. But talk us through that. It was a lovely little flick through. Our defense was
Oh yeah,
wide open, wasn't it?
it was a brilliant pass into the box, and right there, you look at the space that Tottenham is conceding to to Morgan Rogers and Ollie Watkins. They are getting even small chances on net. So that is something that as far as Archie Gray goes, they have to do a little bit better job of clogging up the passing lanes and denying them access to the box so easily. 100%.
Yeah, you get a yellow card. Go, you fucking idiot, Cash.
Yeah.
Go on. Give me yellow. Go on, send them off, please. Send them off. Go on. Make my day. Go on. That shut him up. Saying he wants a yellow. He wants it. See, do you know what, Steve? I think that's referees have to do that. I don't like that in the game. Where he gets up, gives the player a yellow, give the player a yellow. I think that's the right attitude. Book him. Book him.
Yeah, because it looked like it was a dive. Looks like he was trying to draw a whistle and just decided to dive right there. And I love the fact that the ref is saying, no, we're not playing that game. No.
Yeah.
There's consequences to your actions. You get a yellow.
Big up.
I love it.
Yeah, sorry. Big up. Here's Matt Cash. Good header out. That was from Reglon with Sonny. Big up to Peter Disney. Haven't seen you before. Hit the like and subscribe button if you can, sir. And join us for Wednesday, the end of season, and all the summer content you're going to get, and members content as well. It says, how are Villa in the top 5? Do you know what? I'm sitting here, Peter, thinking the same thing. How the hell are we 17th and Villa in 5th? I mean, I am going to say at the end, this has been a weird season. It really has. But here's Tottenham, Archie Gray now. And I think with the final Wednesday, some of the players have thought, do you know what? If we play well tonight, we're getting in the manager's eye for a starting on final. I think that's
exactly right.
About.
That's exactly right. But to the comment, Unai Emery is just a phenomenal coach. He's got everyone bought in on that Aston Villa side. And that's not a bad team. There's a reason why they made the Champions League last year as well too. So let's not discredit the talent that Villa possesses.
I think if Tottenham were up there, I think we beat Villa 4-0, didn't we?
Yep.
Earlier this season, last year,
and late last year as well too.
Good.
So.
And who's that down? There's Tell getting his bit of iron back. The referee's going over. Says, look, Sonny, look, get that. Come here. Look, now I've told you once, right? I know you're giving me a Tottenham emblem ball, but look, you're not allowed to tackle them that hard. Dude, look, we did. Look, there's Tell. There he goes down.
Yeah.
The Villa man's up now complaining that he didn't get his Tottenham signed shirt for his child. So, I don't know.
Was that Morgan Rogers that was down?
Yeah, it was Rogers. Yeah. I was just wondering where Rogers. What was the name of that thing in the 50s, 30s, and 40s? Rogers. The horse.
Mr. Rogers? No, not Mr. Rogers.
There, yeah.
No, Mr. Rogers was the TV show. Was it? I forget.
Yeah, do you know the one I mean?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Dan's asking, are you doing a MLS watch along this weekend, Steve?
Yes, I am, and we are going to definitively write that in stone later this afternoon. I am looking through a couple different matches that piqued my interest, but yes, there will be an MLS watch along, and there will be the morning Spurs conversation tomorrow morning as well too. Yeah. So all of that's going to be on stage.
You need to tell me what you're doing so I can do the thumbnails for you and get them over to you.
Yes, sir. Yep, it will be decided this afternoon. Derma is going to be a part of the morning conversation per his usual, and I always love having you around, Derma. I really do.
Yeah. What I need to do is after this, link in you to the StreamYard until we get sorted on the other one, so that we'll do that after this stream. We'll sort that out. But big up to 110 people watching. I know it's weird having a game on a Friday evening. It really is. Like everyone's out or not at the pub. So, his Villa flick over the head and it's gone wide, and it is gone out. It's gone out for a Spurs goal kick. Nearly half an hour gone. Nil.
That was Asensio right there. That was
Yeah.
Asensio right there. That made a run in. And I will say, for as good as Tottenham's defensive back has been, again, it was against Jed Spence. And it seemed like, Dermot, maybe I'm going crazy here, but it seems over the last 10 minutes, Villa has had 3 shots in our box. Maybe I'm seeing something, but it just really feels like they're able to get there with ease.
Yeah, I think Villa are starting to come into it. Our away end looks quite empty, by the way. For what I saw, there's a lot of Spencers. Mikey Moore's really gone quiet in this game. He's disappeared. Don't know where he's gone. But I think because we keep going down the right side all the time, there's Marcus Rashford, 4 goals and 5 assists on Villa. Where do you think he'll end up starting next season? I think he'll end up at Villa, gut feeling.
Potentially. I know that, man. I know that. Oh, here we go. Good defense.
Good defense, yeah.
I know that Manchester United is lowering his transfer fee, and it could be somewhere in the realms of 30 to 40 million. And that being said, there is speculation that he could end up at Tottenham. I don't know how you feel about that, but I still think there's plenty of good football left in Marcus Rashford. My gut says Villa if it's the right price.
Yeah,
my gut. That's what it says. But that being said,
God.
That's a good question.
Oh my God! Here's Villa. Good defending that was from Danso, but that Aston number 21 went through 3 or 4 Tottenham players. But here's Villa now. They're starting to turn up the ratchet a little bit, turning up the heat. Steve was spot on about the last 4 minutes, but here's Sarr now. Sarr running like a gazelle, running down that wing. Good stuff from Tell. Still now. Here's Reglan. Here's Sonny. Oh, has he gone back? He has. Here's Matez Tell. Matez Tell now. Going back to Sarr. Sarr now. All the way back to Ben Davies. Ben Davies runs after the ball, looking for options. Does he go left? Does he go right? Does he go, who does he go to? Does he go Gray, Danso? Does he go to Reglan? He doesn't. He goes to his partner in crime and Danso. Danso now runs down the field, looking for options. Goes over the head of Mikey Moore, and that's run through to Casper the Ghost. And again, Casper the Ghost doesn't make it. Get Casper the Ghost off that field. He's playing woeful. But that was a chance that was from
I really thought that Sonny was going to try to play it across the box there because he had this man beat. And I just wonder whether to be honest with you, I don't know if there was another runner that was running with him from the right side where it forced him to kind of come back a little bit.
Probably not. But here's Villa again. Villa have rarely started to wrap up the ratchet now.
Nice defense right there. Great touch. I think that was Danso that made the touch.
It is. But here's Villa now. Cross the face of the ball. Kicked out by Ben Davies. Villa now starting to turn the screw a little bit. Looking for this opening goal to unlock this Tottenham defense. But here's now Villa crosses it in. Oh, and it's gone out for a Spurs goal. I tell you, for the last, say, 10 minutes now, I think Villa are starting to ratchet up a little bit, Steve.
Yeah.
Starting to turn the screw a little bit.
And then there again, Jed Spence gets burned to the end line right there. That allowed that cross to go through. Now, thank God it got out for a goal kick, but something has to give on that right side with Jed Spence.
Stat: 6 shots to Villa, 2 for Spurs, 2 on target, 2-1 in Villa's favour, 13 in the opposition box, 4 for Spurs, 72% possession for Aston Villa, and I think it was 16% for Spurs. I think something like that. But yeah, Villa are now starting to show why they're in the 5th in the Premier League and why Tottenham are 17th in the league. But here is now Mikey Moore gets burnt again and again. Good attack again. Oh, Spence, what you doing, man? What you doing? Seriously. Here's Villa. Villa starting. Here's Villa. Here's Watkins. Here's well done for Mikey Moore. Kicks the ball out. Nice. It's just. It's starting to become, how can I put it politely? It's showing the gulf, isn't it, of where we are and where Villa are, and it's quite worrying.
I liked our our tactical decision today, essentially just giving them ball and letting them have pressure. The one thing that I've noticed is that we continuously attack down the left-handed side, and they're overloading their defense to that left-handed side. And every single time, there's always going to be 3 defenders to 1 player. And yet they're attacking down our right flank, and yet we're not overloading our defense to that right side. And I think, for us on the attacking end, especially even on the counter, we should probably start potentially working our way centrally, maybe even trying to get Mikey more involved on the right. Give them a different look that it will actually open up their back line. Because right now they're happy playing defending up that left-hand side.
I have to agree with James. As the midfield's been non-existent. It is non-existent. Yeah. It's like we're bypassing the midfield, and maybe we need to start looking at that midfield to go through it a little bit. Yeah. And you are right. I mean, here's Tottenham. Here's Reglon on the ball, gets across it. Oh, nobody there. And here's Villa now. Villa against Ben Davies. Good header by Ben Davies. The defense has been brilliant tonight, I have to say. I agree with James. Ben Davies and Danto have been outstanding so far. Really have. But here's Ollie Watkins. That's a good tackle by Archie Gray. But I don't mind players doing that. Players say, right, I'm going to take. Yeah, but I don't mind them doing that. I'm going to take one for the team. Do you know, if it stops that attack.
No, 100%. You're absolutely right, Dermot.
I mean, that really was right. I'm going to stop this. It gives us a breather, lets us have a bit of a chance to regroup. Look, it deserves the yellow, of course it does. But Archie Gray wasn't nowhere been his best since he's come back into the team either. Him and Spence have both been quite poor since they come back into the team. I don't know why, but it is a free kick to Villa. Erwin says, "Come on, you Spurs, for feck's sake." Yeah, that's it. That's it. We don't want to start our weekend off with a loss, but we could do. But who cares? We've got going to Bilbao to win the Europa League. Anyway, free kick into Villa. Villa get out. And again, Villa's final ball hasn't been brilliant, by the way.
No. They've had trouble. They have had trouble executing that little final pass. Well, in recently, yes, but totality, they have been able to mark balls into the box. To James's point, real quick, one of the biggest issues that I've noticed is that our 10 is making extended runs. So it's literally just play it down the left hand side, try to ping it into one of 2 players that are in the box, whether that be Odebear or whether that be Tell. And so when you're looking to play centrally. That also does require that number 10 to kind of drop a little bit, make a touch, have that vision to turn and move upfield. We're just not getting that right now.
I've just had a nightmare. I can't look at the screen. Sorry.
Was that a Levy?
Yeah, that was Daniel Levy. I don't think Boris agrees with me about saying the gap between us and Villa. I don't think he agrees with me whatsoever, but we should leave it there. We should leave it there, as they say. Here's Villa. Villa Reglon gets his pocket picked. Big up to 115 you in the house watching. Big up. Here's now the number 21. Takes a shot. Oh, just wide. I thought that was in. He's shouting for a corner, but no, it didn't go in.
Yeah, Asensio.
Do you want to talk about that chance there?
Yeah, it was a nice little, pocket picking right there. Played into a corner, finds his man with a nice little pass right at the top of the 18, and he just shoots it incredibly wide. But again, look at the space in which he has an opportunity to get that shot off. And so there's still a few things that Spurs defensively need to clean up. But ultimately, that being said, it's like direct shots on target just aren't there for Aston Villa right now.
No, they're not. They are not, but we're coming up nearly to 40 minutes now. And if you look at his Marco Asensio, he's all over the place, isn't he? You look at his touch map, he really is. He's a great player. Look, I'll explain my point at halftime when I said what I said, Boris. So if you can give me to then, I will expand on what I was saying. And she's staying on the touchline like a garden gnome. The Villa manager is up and down. He looks like he's taking a bunch of Bob Martin's really. He's jumping around like a Jack Russell after seeing his owner just come through the gate. I don't have to come out with some shit, but it does sound funny.
It's accurate though. It's accurate.
But here's Villa now. Villa on the attack, and it's a free kick. That's not a free kick, referee. You stupid bald-headed git. Remember what we offered you? We offered you a free skywalk and a trip round the stadium if you went in our favour tonight. Do you know, that's not a free kick. Serious to God. That's more of a free kick than Steve saying. Then that's more of a free kick. Hang on. That's more of a free kick than Steve coming out and saying he's Dermatron.
The first initial, I guess you could say, tackle, that was probably worthy of a free kick. The second one, not so much. It's kind of insane how they were able to get the free kick.
Here's a header. Oh, well saved that was from Kingski. I think Villa are getting a bit frustrated, you know, Steve. Just a tad.
Yeah, because their movement into the box is pretty good, but they can't seem to get that last little final piece correct. But again, the ability right there on that free kick to mark accordingly just goes for naught.
Do you think some of these players are likes of Danso or are playing for substitute spots on Friday, on Wednesday?
Without a doubt. I think this is your dress rehearsal for Friday, right? You want to play and you want to leave it out there so it leaves an impression on Ange Postecoglou. So it makes his decision tougher. That being said, it's to James's point earlier, it's like, who's right now, who is that number 10? Who is that going to be?
Yeah.
Who's going to be that creative distributor? And right now, it's like, as of right now, it's nobody.
Oh, Villa, good defending that was again by Archie Gray. McGinn nearly got in there, but Archie Gray got a big leg out and he stopped it. Big up Boris is my 3-man of the match so far. I said the Kingski, Danso, Davis. I couldn't disagree with that, but here's Matty Cash. There,
I would put Archie Gray in there too.
Do you know? Yeah, Archie Gray's done well actually.
Yeah, Archie Gray.
But I have to say, there's Danso and Onana having a bit of a pushing competition here. Saying, no, you can't have my shirt yet, mate. It's not 90 minutes. You can have it later. Anyway, here is Villa on the attack. Villa looking for options. Do join us tomorrow, guys, for the FA Cup final over on Big Up. The link will be put into the community section for you guys to come and join me, Steve, and James as we commentate on the FA. Well, talk about all things football and also tell you a bit about the FA Cup final where it's between Crystal Palace and Man City. I think, look at Sonny. Sonny putting the blanks on. He's like a Ferrari. He's like a Lewis Hamilton for F1 Ferrari going around the Imola circuit today. But with Lewis Hamilton, he's won 8 world titles and Sonny couldn't pass to an open man. But that's the end of that.
You had to get your F1 in there, didn't you?
I thought that was a good opportunity. I've been waiting for an opportunity, Stephen. I thought, do you know what? That's the perfect time.
There it is. There it is. I love it.
Big up Colin says, big up Dermo. Just let you know, I have sent that email as requested, bud. Thank you. Did you also do the other thing? Could you put in the breaking news for me? Because I don't think I got it right before the whistle. So let me know if I've done it right. You are our newsman, but thank you for doing that. Yeah, it's a little something me and Colin we got up our sleeve. We're trying to do something here. Nah, I know. It's all right. You've had a rough day. Bless you, Colin. It's understandable. I mean, you're watching Man United play Chelsea. We're watching Tottenham play Villa. But we're playing well tonight. Well done. Come on, Reglon. That's it
nice
now.
Nice.
Here's Lewis Hamilton down the left wing. Sorry, wrong sport.
Come on, Matisse.
I think these last 2 games, there's a bit of like a end of season feel to it, isn't there? You have to make them a bit funny. You do have to make them a bit funny. If you couldn't laugh, you cry. But here's Villa. We're a few minutes away from half time. I think Ange will be happier at the 2, to be fair.
Oh, 100%. Going into the half 0-0.
Yeah.
Defensively, at times looked very sound. Aston Villa still had their chances, but that being said, the ability to turn them away, there's a lot to clean up, from the attacking side. But overall, this is actually a very solid half for Tottenham.
Now on Sunday, normally Sunday, last game of the season. We'll get to that in a minute. Here's Villa now. Villa now on the attack, gets crossed in, looking for Watkins, doesn't find him. Big kick out for Archie Gray, goes out. Now on Sunday, guys. Normally it won't be a normal watch along on Sunday, because we did it last season and we thought, do you know what? It was such good fun. We're going to do it again. But more on that in a minute. Well saved by Kingski. We are going to join forces with the other channels that are linked under the umbrella of the Full-Time Sports Network. And we're going to do sort of a Soccer Saturday type final day show, where all of us come on and we all pick a game and we all look at the game. It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of a giggle. It's a bit of a laugh that we can all take the mickey out of each other's teams, because there'll be nothing to play for. We'll be parading the Europa League. We can go on there and just banter the Arsenal fans that we're kings of Europe and they're the bottlers of Europe. We can commiserate Colin because he's going to be losing. Of course, we're going to win on Wednesday. If you're watching, Kevin and Colin, hello. I know Colin's watching. He's just probably sending me a horse's head from Doncaster now after me saying that. But here's Spurs now, Villa on the break. Just trying to see if there's any breaking news, guys. This is what I love about the summer, by the way. It's just I could get news at 11 o'clock at night. So, right, we need to go live. And I love that. It's like, go, go, go. I like all that stuff. But anyway, a couple of minutes before the end of the first half, Villa still knocking on the door, but can't get in. Good defending by Spurs.
Very good defending.
It's like that song, I hear you knocking, but you won't, but you can't get in. And it's got
very good.
Another. Did you like that?
Great. Yeah, I did.
Like that.
That was very appropriate.
It might
knocking, but you can't.
Do you know what? Very quickly, I always thought that was Elvis. He sounds so much like Elvis, that bit. I thought that's the proof Elvis is still alive. That song came out after you died. That he's still alive. Listen to him. It's recorded. Anyway, corner kick to Villa. Going out. Lovely. And from McGinn. Here's Matty Cash with the header. It's still bouncing around like a ball in a pinball machine in that box. But they don't get it back. But Matty Cash does. Here's now Onana. And it is offside. Everyone claps the referee. The referee knows he's getting us. And apparently, the icing to the cake with the referee is Daniel Levy's taking him around the stadium. But Sky do have new Premier League rights deal, 215 live games for the 25-26 season, all live here on THFC till we die. Yeah, we are. We're sort of branching out, guys. We are branching out. We've got Steve looking after all the League One and League Two. We're going to cover every game, every match live. Done and done.
I like
done. I thought you said dumb and dumb. Done and done.
Look at Kevin Danso. Look at Danso.
Dyslexia is a bitch. But anyway, but here's Villa. I'll tell you one thing. I've been quite impressed with this first half. I'd love to know what you guys are going to think. I'd love to know what James is going to think once he pops in. But here's Villa. It's gone quick as well, the first half as well, have to say. And I think the referee's going to blow in a minute. No, he's not. He's letting Villa have another attack. Here's Villa on the attack. Crosses in. Well done for Mikey Moore. And that is it. It is 0-0 at half-time, guys. It is Aston Villa 0, Spurs 0. Emery walks back looking for blood from his blood bank to give him more energy for the second half. There's Rodgers looking for his looking for his horse, and there's Kingsley going in and said, I'm going to take your job, Kingsley. I'm Vicario. I'm the best keeper. And Villa players are walking on thinking, how the hell have we not scored? Spurs are walking on thinking, holy shit, we're not losing. So after all of that crap analogy, what have you thought of the first half, Steve?
Listen, man, I give props, a tremendous amount of credit to Tottenham Hotspur. They played it the way that they that they had it drawn up. They knew for a fact that Villa was going to control most of the possession, and credit to Villa at certain times being able to get in the ball at will. But that defensive back four has defensive back three has stood up quite well. I was actually surprised with Reguilon's performance, having not played in a bit. He certainly has actually played pretty decently, far better at times than Jed Spence on the right side. I thought, I think both Archie Gray and Pap Sarr have done well defensively as well too. But as far as the counterattack is concerned, it was a little bland. Trying to pump it up that left-hand side as much as possible without necessarily trying to spread it and giving them different looks on the counterattack. And it's just kind of allowed Aston Villa to kind of overload that left-hand side to kind of put the clamps on it. So I do think that from a defensive standpoint, the first half was exactly played well, but it does leave a little to be desired in the counterattack. And I still do think that Spurs should do themselves a favor of giving Aston Villa more than just a look from the left-handed side.
Now this is the breaking news we've got. Now this is it. Before we get your thoughts on it, Steve, James on the big James on the big James. I feel like calling you Big Mick. Do you not Mick Richards? I'm going to call you that, Mick. That's your nickname. We actually judged for a nickname for you, weren't we? Big Mick. There you go. You're Big Mix. That man always makes me laugh. Anyway, Tottenham have already begun the process of a new managerial search. However, this time the decision is not solely down to Daniel Levy. A shortlist has been created to replace Ange if he should walk away or be let go by the club of the conclusion of the season. That we all know Ange is sort of going. We know what the shortlist is. Look, me and Steve slightly said it in the game about what's his name? The Man United player that went to Villa. Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
Do you think Tottenham and Paratici specifically are now getting the transfer window round a new manager? I'll start with you.
Yeah. I think they've probably already identified targets, and they're probably already working on the targets that they've identified. And I think probably what they're saying to these potential players are, this is who's going to be as manager. Because I think they probably already know who they want as the manager. Yes, there is a short list, like we say, but we knew what was drawn up. But I think they have sort of their number one target. And they'll be going to players and saying, this is who his manager is going to be. This is what we're going to be looking to do. This is the project. Is it something that you're going to be interested in? If not, don't waste his time. Is it yes or no? I was listening to the game and to you and Steve, by the way.
You mean you were watching the game and thinking, what the hell is Dermo taken to talk? This is not what I'm watching. I mean, to bring F1 into a Tottenham game, I mean, to be fair, it's a pure genius bit of commentary by me.
It was. I'll give you that.
I love the Formula One drop in, right? You knew it was coming at some point. There was going to be a reference to Lewis Hamilton or Mercedes, or some sort of racing was going to get brought in. And so from that standpoint, Dermot, I salute you, brother.
You've completely destroyed my train of thought.
I'm good at that. I'm actually quite good at that. There's 139 people watching us thinking, what the hell have we come into?
We were talking about a transfer window built around a new manager.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute, guys. I'll let you talk sensible while I need to go to Lou. Back in a minute.
Yes, that was it. It was the Marcus Rashford thing. Do I think Spurs need him? No. Is he still a good player? Yes, he is, but I don't think we need him. I think we've got good enough players around the squad to fill that void. But I do believe that the Gabardini Paratici already know who the manager is going to be. I just said it, and
yeah, it certainly appears to be that way, right? It certainly appears that they have a plan that has already been laid out. They know exactly which avenue they're going to take, and I got to be honest with you, I absolutely love it too. Because the last thing you want to do is be the last person standing at a dance party. So it's nice to see that plan is formulating. But that being said, is Rashford, a good fit? It depends, right? Is Rashford going to buy in? Right? Is he going to buy in? And if the answer is maybe, then the answer is no for me.
Exactly. And it goes to thingy of what Marcus Rashford are you going to get?
That's exactly right.
Are you going to get the Marcus Rashford from 4 or 5 years ago, who was lighting up the Premier League and being attacking and aggressive and thingy? Or are you going to get the Marcus Rashford from the last 2 years, who's been limp? Very much like Brennan Johnson, to be fair. I know Dermo loves Brennan Johnson, but we have our thingy. Goes missing in big games, only turns up on when he wants to turn up, only plays when he wants to play. And I like David Clark says here, he thinks Spurs need Rashford about as much as they need a root canal. I agree, David. I completely agree. And Dan Davenport says Rashford has been linked to Barcelona. Well, Barcelona must be desperate. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I just think that it's probably not going to be a good fit. And as you mentioned, are you going to get the Marcus Rashford from these last 2 years, where if he doesn't have the ball at his foot, he's going to bitch to the media about it. And that's not something that this club absolutely needs at this point right now.
No.
Yeah, no. But that being said, man, we're not going to know exactly who the new coach is going to be, but we do know now that there is going to be a switch at that position, and I just hope that whoever comes in, whoever it is, whether it be Xabi or Inzaghi or whoever the case may be, that I hope that he reinstills the pride and tradition that is Tottenham Hotspur football, and that comes back to this club, and we are rooted in that identity. And we're able to, get back to where we rightfully belong, which is in the top 5 of the Premier League, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I think for us to achieve that, we need 2 or 3 things. We need a better injury list. Or a pretty much injury-free season would be nice, or minor injuries, not a decimated squad. But me and Dermo touched on it on Monday night. That when you look at what's happened to Spurs this season, injury-wise, is pretty much since October. So 1/3 of the way through the season, there has been consistently 2 or 3 first team players out. And just as you get some back, some more fall. Then you get some more back, then other players fall. And then obviously then there was the winter period where we were just decimated. We just start to get them back, then Decky picks up a knock, and then other players pick up a knock, you start to get them back again. And then we get more, Madders goes out, and Sonny's out, and then Decky again, Solanke's injury. So we've never had a long period of time. Well, the longest period of time that we had with a fully fit squad was sort of August to early October. And and when you look at the league from August to early October, we were playing well, we were flying. It was our best period of the season. was the beginning part, and it
Right.
doesn't surprise me that the wheels fell off when the legs fell off the players. So I just hope that next season that we have a less injury impacted season. B, the manager is backed regardless of who it is. They are given the money and given the chance to bring. And if we sign a manager in early June, which is what's looking likely to happen if ANGE does go, is that if it is early June, then he's given the time to basically get his pre-season right, get his players right, and get the players in who he wants in. And our recruitment needs to be flawless this summer. Absolutely flawless.
Yeah, I can't say this enough that this has been one of the weirdest snake-bitten seasons that I think that I've ever had the pleasure of watching, because this season kind of started off on a little bit of a wobble, but once Tottenham got their footing, they started playing good football, and then all of a sudden, bam, injuries started happening, and it wasn't just a trickle of injury; it was a lot of injury all at the same time. And then once the vibes started coming back, and the players started coming back, and then Decky goes out for 5 games, Sonny goes out for 5 games, Decky comes back, he gets injured, Madison gets injured, and it's like, dude, this carousel just shows me that, number one, they got their summer transfer windows wrong. There was not enough depth on this team. And I happen to agree with you that any manager that comes in, that has to be addressed right away. And it's not just an issue of making sure that he brings in the right players. It's also making sure that he has the right squad size for him to withstand certain injuries at key positions, because you can't go from, Madison to a young player that doesn't necessarily have the wherewithal to compete at that level. The gap is so monumentally huge. Like you have to have some of that experience in some of those key positions when it comes to squad players. So I 100% agree with you.
I would have to agree with you, lads. Look, I think a transfer window of Paratici is a more exciting transfer window than it is under Lang or Mon. I think you got Gabbiadini and Paratici back at the club. I think you are going to do. But guys, second half is about to start. Any changes would you make, or would you keep it same 11 for Tottenham?
I'd keep it the same. I think we're doing well. I think. Go ahead, sorry, man. I would say I think Sarr and Archie Gray need to just try and get themselves into the game a bit more. I think the problem is they're two very similar players. And we don't know who's doing what sort of role. So I think their roles need clarifying a little bit so they can develop into the game. Look, I'll jump off. I'll get ready for the second half. You enjoy the second half, guys, and I will speak to you at full time.
Any word you want me to get in, James? Second half somewhere along the line, make it a little bit interesting.
If you can get Toothbrush into the commentary, I would. Oh God, Harry Maguire's just scored for Man United. If you can get Toothbrush
and pizza into the commentary.
Okay. All right. Leave that with me. I'll come up with something. Yeah. Maybe we actually should do this actually going forward. Maybe the chat should pick one word I have to get in. Maybe just don't tell the chat. Maybe before we go live on there, we'll discuss it between all of us. During the commentary, I have to get something in. And then maybe going forward, we'll do this in every show. We'll give each other one word to get in or something.
Yeah. Get a point for how many times we can get that word in.
Yeah.
Quickly, I would like to see a switch at the 10, because we have to give Aston Villa more than one look down the left-hand side. I would like to see some balls played a little bit more centrally. And so if that means swapping out Odebear to bring in Richarlison, or whoever the case may be, maybe it's a more Odebear swap. I would like to see that ball worked a little bit more centrally to give a different look.
Yeah, I think also United winning 1-0 and us drawing 0-0. Is it important then us going in with a victory on Wednesday? Does a victory tonight at United give them the edge of being a little bit more confident with a win behind them?
I don't think so.
James is shaking his head.
No, Man United is shit and we're going to lose, and I'm leaving.
On that bombshell.
They are shit.
No, I do you know what? I don't think they are. I think United. No, I'm being on not just because Colin's in the chat. Look, United beat a very, very, very good Athletic Club side. I don't care anyone says, yeah, they beat them. They went down to 10 men. You don't go 3-0 up before you go down to 10 men. You don't smash them 4-1 or 4-2 at Old Trafford. They've beaten some big teams to get to the final. To be fair, we've had the easier run a little bit.
A little bit, and I will say that, like us, they put all their eggs in the Europa League basket.
Yeah, they have.
Too. And they've performed incredibly well in the Europa League too.
Yeah.
I don't take anything past Manchester United.
No, I do you know what? I that is 0-0, by the way. That's off for VR. Look, I'm doing the show next Tuesday, or maybe Monday. I will be doing the show, and maybe also before, maybe after the season finishes, maybe before the last game of the season, maybe all of us guys can get on and do a show, because I want to talk about VAR in itself. I was at the game last weekend, and with the offside rule, they actually show it on the screen, the results of the offside rule, the automated service. It still took forever for the decision to be made. But the Villa team are coming out. There's no changes. There's Ollie Watkins leading out the Villa 11. Anana's there.
I'm ahead. I'm at the 46th minute.
You've started already.
Yeah, it's already started on my stream.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can hit the stop button here.
There's Emery. Boris says there were only one goal up in the first leg. But yeah, but look, Boris, I'm sorry. Athletic, look, if you went into a semi-final and we had Athletic, would you see us beating Athletic Club or Bilbao easy? If we're being honest, if we're being brutally honest, we would take Bilbao all day long. Not Bilbao, we would have taken Bodo all day. Wouldn't we, Steve? To be fair, wouldn't we? If we're being really honest
100%.
with ourselves.
100%.
So, do you know, they did thump them 4-1 at Old Trafford or 4-2. Do you know, it's set up for a brilliant final. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I know that. I think banter is banter, but I think you have to be a bit honest as well and think it's going to be a tough game, but it's a tough game we're going to win because we're the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. And Steve goes marching home with his toothbrush. No, that's not the time to bring it in. That's not the time.
You tried.
No. There's going to be a better one yet. It's going to be a better one yet. Here's Spurs now. Here's Villa. Look, Boris, just look. I get your point, Boris, but I think also you've got to respect Colin as well. He is a United fan, and you've got to respect them. They did pump them at Old Trafford. There's no doubt about it. 11 against 11. They came back against Lyon. I mean, some of their games, I'm not defending United. I'm not. And look, we're going to turn up and win the game. And Colin knows that we're going to turn up and beat United on Wednesday. The bantering starting already. I love it. There's Jed Spence shouting and roaring. What time do we need to get to, by the way, Steve?
I'm at 48:10.
Jesus. Have you paused it?
No, I can't pause my screen.
Okay, so no spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay.
No spoilers.
There's nothing to spoil.
Okay. Just be nice to each other in the chat, Boris. Be nice.
That's funny. Come on, Boris. Come on, Boris.
No, I'm actually. Come on, Colin. Come on, Colin. I'm behind you, Colin. So I'll come. All I know, he's had a shit day at work. He's had a tough 2 days at work, bless him. But no, look, you. But anyway, we'll get back to that. Talking about that. Anyway, here's Villa. Villa now coming through now into the midfield. Tottenham, no changes at half-time, guys, by the way. Here is Villa now. Villa over the head. Flick on by Watkins. Out by Gray. Header in from Onana. Not that Onana. Another Onana. Here's Villa now. The other Onana. And out for a throw-in. Spence having a bit of a nervous start.
All right, I paused it. I think I'm at 48-20.
Yeah. Apparently the ref has lost control. 48-20, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Fair enough. We pride ourselves on having one of the best communities here we've built a really good community here on this channel.
Let me
And
know when you get
everyone
there, Dermot.
Pardon?
Let me know when you get there.
48-20, yeah, well done. I'm at 48 now, and it's 2-3.
Right.
I'll let you know when I get there.
Yep.
Here is sorry about the thumping next door. If you can hear that. Now, Steve.
All right. God. Jesus.
Ooh. There's Ollie Watkins. There's Matty Cash running back. Do you want to talk what we've just seen? Just very quickly.
Potentially. And now all of a sudden when I hit play, it automatically went to the automatically went live, and now I'm at 50-59.
Leave us fine. Sorry, man.
Don't worry about it, man.
We're not
It's
1-0 down anyway, which is good.
If this was on Peacock, we would not be having the issues.
No. Peacock, get your ass in gear.
Well, but also if I had private internet access,
Yeah.
if I had the, if we had our beautiful, what's it called, VPN.
I did send you the login details for that.
You got to send it back to me.
All right, okay. Now there's a bit of here, argy-bargy's a bit of argument. Sonny's pushed. There's a bit of argument between the players here because the referees ordered the wrong pizza. The Aston Villas wanted a margarita. Tell wanted a Texas barbecue, but the referees ordered a complete cheeseburger pizza from Domino's. And now there's all hell's broke loose. Reglon's asking for garlic bread. He hasn't got that. Tell said, look, I want my pizza. I'm going to have my pizza. Referee said, no. There's Reglon. There's Reglon. Look, I haven't put it, and I've had the pizza. Look, I've got no weight on. Look, no weight on. Look, the number 4 from Villa is saying, look, I ordered, where's my garlic? Where's my chicken dippers? I ordered them. Reglon, look, I had them. It was me that had them. I had them. Yeah, I'll buy some after the game. Don't worry. I left them there. You left them there. I had them. So there you go.
We do have a Spurs substitution. Papstar will come off for Yves Bissouma.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, all in saying this is now it was Tail. That was a half for one and 6.5 a dozen of the other, really.
Do you think they were arguing over the type of pizza or just the fact that he wanted pizza and he wasn't able to get his pizza?
I think he was arguing because look, he just said, look, referee says, where's my toothbrush? I had it up my jumper. But
oh man.
Oh dear. The toothbrush one was a bit hard to get into the commentary, but the pizza one was a lot easier. But I do love a challenge. There's Onana saying, what the hell's got Onana's been told. Look, I'm telling you, right, so order has been restored. It is going to be a margarita pizza. The Aston Villa player won. He's getting his margarita pizza in. There's Reglon saying, I lost.
That sounds good.
We've now come out a lot better, but here's Villa now on the attack. Villa are like a pack of wolves looking for something. But here's Dan. So well done. Do you know what? I would take 0-0 all day long now, Steve, to be fair.
Oh, I'm with you. I think pre-match, I think I had it at 1-1. This match does feel like a draw, but that being said, any form of result you're going to have to take, and I think defensively speaking, I think Spurs would have earned it. But there's still a tremendous amount of football left to being played. Spurs do have the wherewithal to put one on the board here. So
yeah, Papa Sarr is coming up for Bissouma. Do you think that's more of rest and Sarr for Wednesday, or was that putting Bissouma on for a bit of bit of match into him? Do you think that's what it is?
Yeah. 100%. It has to be right. I think Basuma's going to be in the starting 11 on Wednesday, and I think it's just an opportunity just to get out there, get the engine running. Make sure that he fine tunes everything ahead of Wednesday. 100%. But that being said, also in the attack as well. Even though that Basuma has been, I wouldn't use the term god awful.
Well done.
But he does seem to find himself in positions at the top of the box to get a shot.
Yeah. But here's Mikey Moore. Look at Spence. Spence running down there. Look at him. Oh, good tackle. I agree with Boris. What has Ange seriously said to Spence? Because something has flicked within Spence. Yeah. Something has. Mikey Moore, Moore. Another. I hope to see some of the kids actually as well in this second half, to be fair. Get the kids on.
I think Kolomola-Wisi is in the on that bench, and I think Casanova's on that as well too. I like Oloisi a lot.
Oh, look at that from Sonny outside of the butt. It was like he was flicking his toothbrush across the bathroom. There, got it in. There you go. Hey, there you go, James. See, you can say, Dermot, are the neighbours at it next door? What can I say to that, Owen? Is no comment.
But the
bloke, I will tell you, Owen, the bloke above me last Saturday night where we were staying was at it for 3 hours.
My God, that is absolute stamina, sir. 3 hours.
Yeah, and that kept me awake.
I would imagine that would have kept you awake. Good Lord.
It did.
3 hours.
Has Dermo been? No, I have not been using Bazuma's secret balloon stash, but I know a man who has. Who named
stash?
Yeah. I told you, Steve, to put that stash away. I told you not to go near that stash. I didn't.
That's not my stash. I have other things in my stash, but not the balloon.
Have you? Oh, it's not your. Is it James's then? It must be James's.
It might be James's.
Yeah, I think so.
Stash.
I think so.
I mean, he works. Where he works, I would assume that's probably required.
I say so. I say so. As you can see, we're having an end of season feel to this, but the game's sort of plattered, hasn't it, a little bit? But here's Sonny. Sonny going to go across field. Spencer's asking for it. Does get it. Here's Jedi Spence. Jedi Spence to Nemo. Just see what James is put in the chat. Tottenham now with the ball. Here's Danso. Danso all the back now to Ben Davis. Ben Davis now to Reglon. Reglon now to Mateus Tell. Go on, William Tell. William Tell now. Look at Tottenham. Look at the more the adventurous, the more advanced. Looking to go 1-0 up. Can we go into the final on Wednesday? Tottenham, look up for this, by the way. Where's this Tottenham side been all season? Seriously.
Where was this Tottenham versus Crystal Palace is what I want to know.
Yeah.
I will say is as the second half has moved along, it seems that Tottenham has started to get into the attacking flow of things. They have been getting upfield a little bit more with regularity as they did in the first half.
Yeah.
So at least they're attempting to try to get one on the board right now. But I think the story of this one is just the defensive intensity that Spurs have been playing with, just denying Villa.
Do you think Ange already knows he's going? I think he does, but his reaction on the touchline. Oh God! Please don't tell me. But anyway, he's already seen Owen. I knew when Owen put that in. Could we be looking at defeat number 21? Anyway, Villa coming forward. Don't spoil it. Do not spoil it for me.
No, to answer your question, do I think Ange knows that he's gone? Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Matty Cash now. Matty Cash now. Is he going to get a crossing? He doesn't. He gives it back to Villa. Villa building up very outside the area, looking for openings. Basuma gets it. Well done. Basuma brings it out, but gives it away. For fuck's sake, Basuma. I hope that's what you're on about. And here's Villa. Villa now. Villa flicking through. Good corner. Come on. Let's be having you. Come on, let's be having you. Get behind the boys. Let's be having you. Anyway, the Villa fans are getting behind the boys. They're starting singing and shouting. Up the Villa, they're shouting. Corner kick to Villa. Good out from Tell. Here's Mateus Tell. Well done for Moda, but look at Tell. He's running like Ben Johnson on a 100-meter dash in the 1988 Olympics. Look what happened to that poor old sod. Anyway, here's Martinez. Oh dear. Anyway, here is here's Villa. All good stuff by Mikey Morse had it. Here's Villa. Villa, good defending by Danso. Wow. That was good defending. Oh God, what? I don't know. Have I got two bits of disappointing to look forward to? Or just one?
Just one.
Okay.
Just one.
Okay. I've just seen Effin Basuma, so I know he's ballsed up.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Seriously. What the fuck? Gee. Oh, look at them. Oh, we won this goal, yeah. Fucking hell. What was... Oh, now they're doing a little dance now. Oh, for crying out loud. Jesus. What defending was that? I mean, you think they won the league the way they're going on. You just scored a goal. Get on with it. Anyway, it was McGinn with the corner. Go and talk us through it.
Yeah, it was, it was a corner that was played a little out wide, headed back in, and then I think Conso was there to put a foot on it. And of course, Ben Davis was drawn out of position to the original spot where the kick was headed, meaning he was out of position, only leaving Basuma there to make the stop. And of course, the kick goes right through Basuma's legs into the goal. Well,
I mean, this is the Basuma from early in the season, not the Basuma we saw in Europe. Look, again, it's just defeat 21. Villa now go up to fourth place on equal points with Newcastle and only 2 points behind Arsenal, by the way. Basuma just stood there. Here's Watkins. Oh, what a save from Kinski. My God, that could have been 2-0. And Watkins gone down holding his ankle. Steve, that was dreadful.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, Watkins was able to walk right into Kinski's box right there. And it was only because of Ben Davis trying to get his foot there did that disrupt it, and Kinski was able to get his paws on that right there. So I mean, it was good recovery from Kinski. But that being said, it's like the ease now since they've scored that goal. It's a little
good defending by Ben Davis there, by the way.
Yeah.
I have to give him credit where credit's due. That he put his body in his hurt there.
Does this respond?
Yeah, does this defeat mean anything to you? Because do you become numb to it? Do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I don't think it means anything considering we already have 20 of them. So this was probably expected. But that being said, what I will say is that for me, this was all about just preparation for Wednesday. So you would, obviously you want to win it, and you put out an 11 that is potentially capable of winning it. But that being said, when you look at who is left home versus who is going to be in the starting 11, I think a lot of this was just okay, cool. We're making sure that most of our guys are going to be available.
Seriously,
most of these guys were going to be available for Wednesday.
Can I just say there's 2 Villa players on the ground here?
Yes.
One is holding his crown jewels, and the other one's holding his ankle. What happened here? His tail. He went down. Ooh.
It's funny because Ollie Watkins I think he's the one holding his ankle, and when you looked at it, he totally did not get hurt. But then when the ref was looking at it, then he grabs his ankle and acts like he's got shot. It's like, dude, come on, man.
Oh, can I just say that really made me wince? That one, when it got the boot in It means
Good.
everything. We need to be with. Do you know what? It does mean everything. Why
Yeah.
the question was, James, was when does it start becoming numb? When do you become numb to it? When do you start becoming sort of? I mean, look, you've got fans saying, "Don't worry, Wednesday, all that matters," and then you've got me and you and probably James thinking, "No, hang on, it does matter." It's all about getting. I don't want to end the season under 40 points. I want to get to 40 points. And I know it sounds stupid, and I
No,
think
it does. It doesn't sound stupid at all. As a matter of fact, 40 points should be like the baseline for this team. My whole point was that I think the expectations were low.
lie elsewhere. Yeah,
that's the thing is I don't think most Spurs fans really looked at this and said, okay, hang on, like we're going to be in this one. I think everybody is focused their energy on Wednesday. And when you looked at the 11, I think a lot of people said, okay, cool, Wednesday it is, right? So from that standpoint, I understand it. Like you and I and James and everybody else wants them to win this match. And I expect wins. But that being said, it's like I understand why expectation levels are low for this one.
Yeah, it is pride. I agree with you, James, 100%. But here's Mikey Moore, the pride of our youth, all the way back to Archer Grady, books it all the way back to King's He's outside his area. Now he plays it to Danso. Danso now to Basuma. Basuma, who could be going in the summer. Lovely chip ball. Oh, what a ball to Mikey Moore. Go on, Mikey. That is a free kick, referee. Thank you very much. Now book him for a deliberate foul. Go on, book him. Go on. Yellow card him. Yellow card him. No. No,
they should have been.
Right.
They should have been playing for. They should have been playing for pride in the badge after they lost to Villa here at the end of their FA Cup run. That should have been where. That should have been where pride should have been installed and just say, hey, listen, we have an opportunity to finish in the top 10. Let's not let this slip away. And they did the complete opposite.
Yeah, but here's Matez Tell and Mikey Moore. No, Reglon over the free kick here. They're all talking to each other. I think in Spanish. I think Matez Tell can speak Spanish. There's Mikey Moore, Archie Gray, Sonny in the box, Ben Davis in the middle on his own, Danso pushing the number 14, saying to the referee, look, man, I'm trying to do my own position here. And the Villa player won't let me. He wants my shirt. Here is a free kick. Doesn't. Reglon kicks it. And that's the most woeful free kick I have seen all season. I mean, it's just... Look, I get it. Shamu 21 listens. What an idiot! I look. I get it. I do get it. I get it. Fans are angry, but we do have a Europa League final to look forward to. I mean, you look at the Man United fans. I'm sure they're as angry as we are by where they are. I don't think. Do you know what? I don't want you think, Steve, as Matez Tale tries to get Tottenham. Here's Mikey Moore. When there's a breaking player, I do have a question for you. Here's Jed Spence, Tell on the wing, trying to find something. Doesn't find it. Gets it, Tell. Well done to Tell. Gets it back. Good defended by Villa, but Tottenham comes through all the way out for a goal kick to Aston Villa. Look, the question was going to ask you, Steve, was with as many defeats we have had, as many defeats as Man United have, and you look at the top four, you look at Forest are up there, you look at how easy Liverpool won the league. Has it just been, to go on to what Shamu was saying, has it just been one of those seasons where Liverpool have been the most consistent, but everyone else has faltered for one reason or another?
Yeah, I think I think this season, if anything, rewarded consistency, which is why you see Villa that ran away with it, and you see some teams that probably shouldn't be close to European spots are there because they have been far the more consistent than the teams that should be up there.
Yeah.
But as far as Tottenham is concerned, yeah, this is probably an aberration type season because when everything that could have gone wrong happened, how else can you describe it, right? I mean, we thought we were over the injury situation, and bam, we lose 3 number 10s in successive weeks, and it's like it's without a rhyme or reason, and it was for me it was the Bergvall injury before a European, a European contest where he just hurts his ankle in training. And then Madison is out, is out for the rest of the season. Now Kulu's out. It's just like, Jesus, when it rains, it pours. So from that standpoint, I would like to think that this is an aberration season for Tottenham Hotspur, but I would also like to say that, for the most part, again, the teams that are supposed to be there just had that type of aberration type season where the Bournemouths of the world, the Nottingham Forests, the Fulhams were able to ride that consistency at the top half of the Premier League. And so, I mean, credit to them. They took advantage of, I guess you can say, a weaker Premier League than normal. But yeah, I would say that you're absolutely right that the season kind of rewarded the consistency.
Yeah. I do apologize about the banging next door, guys. It rarely is. I do apologize. I'm sorry that it's coming through to the stream. Here's what
if somebody is a knocking, you don't come a rocking.
No, well, they're working next door. They've come down and they're doing some work in the house, and it's a bit annoying because I stream in my sitting room, so I'm streaming right next to their sitting room. So whatever, just wide, wherever and it's easier. So I do apologize, guys. We do need changes. We need big changes. I would make change, but who do you bring on though? Do you bring on the kids?
I think you'll probably see Oloisi that should probably come in at this point. We only got 20 minutes left. It makes sense to give him a run out there.
But here's Villa again. Are Villa going to make this 2-0? Oh no,
I wouldn't mind seeing Richarlison as well too.
I do you know what? Also, here's Villa. Sonny, and I'm surprised Sonny hasn't come off yet. Why keep him on? If he's looking tired, if he's I mean,
I agree.
If he's looking tired, what do you want to do? Do you? Boris said I can see Richie and Johnson coming on. Yeah, but
I think it's because they want to. It was the Kulusevski. It was the same reason why Kulusevski had the full 90 in the West Ham game too. You just want to make sure that he's able to do it ahead of a final.
Here's Matty Cash. He hits one wide. Just take Sonny off now, for God's sake. Give Sonny a break. I don't want Sonny getting injured or activating his foot injury again, and we lose another player. I mean, you are right. It has been, if everything and anything can happen, it has happened this season for Tottenham. But to be fair, we should do on the bench and should be a bit more proactive when it comes to substitutes and to bringing players off, managing players better. He did say that things would improve when the players are back, and they haven't. Does that mean that in my view, I think Ange, thank you for what you've done, but I think you can only live off. Simon Jordan said it the other day on Talk Sport that he's been living off them 10 games for the last 18 months.
I think that in some instance that he was right to think that way, but the only problem is when players got back, there were certain players that he still heavily rotated, so they weren't able to get some continuity back together. There was rotation when it came to Madison when he got back. There was some rotation when it came to Richarlison and Solanke, but Van de Ven and Romero as well too. And it's like, I understand there's a need to want to to make sure players stay healthy. But that being said, when there's continuous stop and start, Derma, sometimes players lose that edge a little bit, and then you have to get it back. It's like, that was for me. That was a little bit of a misstep by Ange Postecoglou. Here comes Solanke and Betancourt.
But here's Villa now. Villa on walking it in now, not running with the ball, walking. Here's the number 14 crossfield ball left to right and plenty of space. It's the number 27. Here's now Villa now. Just Villa are literally walking this ball through our team. They rarely are. They're keeping the ball. They're making us chase. They're making us run around like headless chickens. But here's Villa now. Are they gonna? It's a good build up from Villa. It's a slow build up by Villa. They're just passing it around, just keeping the ball, making Tottenham, pulling Spurs players out of position out of where they're going, but now they're going to attack. They're looking for a bit more. They're looking for a bit more. They're looking for a bit more. They're going for a bit more. Lord Jesus, Mary Christ. What a horrible second half.
Mm-hmm.
Honest to God. Please, for the love of God, can this season now end?
Against Brighton, it will.
But saying that, Monday morning, I'll be missing Tottenham Hotspur. I'll be missing seeing them play. The first Saturday. Do you know what? I will WhatsApp you, or you will WhatsApp me, and we'll probably both say, "Is there a game today?" No. This is why, Steve, you and me are going to do. Well, this is why we're going to do like the League of Ireland stuff on a Friday evening.
Well, there's also the MLS live stream as well.
MLS, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe the goal, Steve, for people that haven't seen it? Do you want to describe it, man?
Yeah, it was a nice little play in space at the top left-hand corner of the box, and he just, the right top-hand right corner of the box, and he was able just to take a step and put a shot on net. Nobody within a good 3 feet of him, and nobody was there to step up to block that either, and it was a good goal.
I think
it is what it is. It was an unmarked run into a box, into a good position where he was able to unleash one, and there was nobody there to try to get a block on it, which sucks. But
Reggie's come off. Reggie's come off. Sonny's come off. Bit late, Ange, but never mind. Owen said, "If this is what we have to accept, yeah, I know. We're going into this game with no confidence." Here's McGinn. McGinn now.
I wouldn't say that.
Here's McGinn. Good tack. Good defending by Spence. I'm sure Steve's MLS watch-alongs will be a bit messy. Well done. Well done.
A bit messy.
Does that sort of secure? Look, very quickly, there's a corner here, the Villa just for to take it, but I think that sort of secures European football or Champions League football for Villa now, doesn't it?
I believe you're absolutely correct. Yeah, I believe it does.
Ooh. I mean, McGinn there, just the Tottenham's defense. Someone said in the chat now, I know why. McGinn there, they've made him look like he's prime Pele. Look at it.
He was able to come in, and it looked like a cross, but then again, it was also a shot as well too. And he was able just to walk in and put a curler on there.
I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, we're not going to worry about tonight. We knew it was going to happen," but it does. I'm sorry, it bothers me. It upsets me. I get angry. I hate when we lose.
You know, coming into this one, and it was the last couple of minutes of the Irish Hotspur in their pre-match, and I was asked what I thought about this lineup, and I just said, quite honestly, where are the goals going to be coming from today? That's the only from a defensive standpoint, I was fine with it. Yeah. There was some intrigue, but I just said, who's going to be responsible for scoring this team's goal? Because with Sonny on the left, exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try to overload that left and ping balls into the box. Okay, great. Who's going to get on the end of them, right? Is it going to be Matisse Tell? Is it going to be Wilson Odebear? Who's going to be the guy to step up and be responsible for putting goals up, putting shots on net? And we've seen this from the first half. Now deep into the second half, we're just not we're not getting upfield nearly as much.
What worries me is now we've conceded 4 goals in 2 matches and not scored one. Oh, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Seriously. Odegaard, you fucking numpty.
Here's the thing, and I will say this, that I don't think that this result will play any effect on Wednesday, just because, number one, we're going to have a different 11 out there, and it's going to be somewhat closer to what we saw against Bilbao, minus a few players due to injury. But that being said, I have a feeling that the players that show up at Spain on Wednesday are going to be fired up and ready to lift that trophy.
Yeah, but that's great saying that, Steve. But this is your bread and butter. This is
I understand, Dermot. I understand. And again, these players that were out there on the pitch tonight, this was their dress rehearsal before it. And this was their opportunity to grab this game by the scruff of the neck and actually make a statement and they were unable to. Again, this is roughly the same team we saw against Palace as well. Too.
Odebar. Is he going to get hit? Oh, go on, Mattel. Go on. Here's Archer Gray going. Didn't we lose 2-1 to Villa in the cup up here?
I believe so.
And
Maybe
Mateus Tell, 2-1. And Mateus Tell got his first go for Spurs, I think, at this.
That's right. Yeah, right? Yeah, he did.
Big up. Sorry. Yeah, go on, Steve. Sorry.
I was going to say what that match against Palace and today's game against Villa shows me more than anything is there is a wide discrepancy from our starting 11 to our backups. And it just shows that on some level, some of these guys are just not good enough to compete on in the Premier League.
It shows how our transfer window was actually, to be fair.
That's exactly right. And I just think that in a vacuum, there's some players that are good enough where they can hold a backup position, but starting wise at the Premier League level, I don't think so. And so I just think that that's one of the reasons why I just don't think that as far as like not motivation, but as far as like momentum, like this will have a carryover effect because again, it's just a different starting 11 that we're going to see on Wednesday versus these last two Premier League games. So, but I agree with you, man. This should be the bread and butter. This should be, and these players that were in the starting 11 tonight should have been able to grab the match by the scruff of the neck and just play Spurs football. They just were not able to.
I mean, Tottenham in 1984, the last time we won the European trophy, we finished the season 8th with 15 league defeats. A team, right? This is no in 1984, season 83-84, Notts County were relegated on 21 league defeats.
Oh, Notts.
On 41 points. We finished 15th defeat, 15 losses that year in 8th place. Now, I'm trying to find out. Yeah, I mean...
That's crazy. 15 league defeats and we still finished 8th.
Yeah. I mean, it's and we went on to win the Europa League that year. Went on to win the UEFA Cup. I don't look. I love my club. I really do. We all love our club. We all love Tottenham. We all love we all want Ange to do so well. We really do. But when does it become? This becomes hard to watch. And this leads me. Of course, Wednesday I'm going to be buzzing. I'm going to be up for it. I'm going to be pumped, and I'm going to be, come on, we can win this. We're going to beat United and the usual bantamweight. But if you strip away the Europa League, we are so lucky. The 3 teams that came up didn't get any traction.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because I think we would have been relegated this season.
If all things were equal and we didn't have yo-yo clubs, 100%. And can I be honest with you? There was a time in February that I thought we were going to get relegated.
I did too. And you can't blame everything on Ange. The owners have to take responsibility. The transfer team, his Villa again rolls in through our defense like it's Moses opening up the Red Sea for the people to walk across. I mean, honest to God, I mean, the players, it's like, okay, we've got Wednesday coming up to. Well, take care of the Premier League first.
Yeah.
Take care of your job first. That is your job. And if we don't get the 40 points, I don't care what anyone says to me. Ange Postecoglou does not deserve to stay in the job.
No. And I asked you and James on your show on, I believe it was Tuesday, and I just said, does the Europa League erase the 20 losses?
It doesn't.
The answer is no, and it doesn't. And that's the thing. It's like, yes, there were mistakes from Ange Postecoglou, but this was a club loss of the season. This wasn't just on Ange Postecoglou. This was on Scott Munn and Johan Lang. This was on Daniel Levy as well too. Yeah. All of this was a total club failure. And it's unfortunate that Ange Postecoglou has to be the sacrificial lamb, but that's just the way it goes. You're the one that's out there. You're the one that makes the decisions on the 11s. You're the one that makes the decisions on the subs. You're the guy that has to make it work with the players that you have. And yes, injuries played a big part in this season, no doubt about it.
Oh no! Apparently, Mikey Moore might be injured. That come up in my WhatsApp group I'm in. Mikey Moore could be injured. I don't know if that's in. Look, 82 minutes gone. It really has been cut. Second half, guys, is really men against boys.
Yeah. But that being said, man, 21 losses is unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
And it'd be 22 on Sunday. You guarantee that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just, it is what it is, man. I was kind of hoping we'd finish the season strong, but that is.
I wanted 2 wins and the Europa League. That's what I wanted. Half of these players.
It looks like Brandon Johnson and Richarlison are coming up.
Yeah, half of these Spurs players' minds are on the beach or on the final.
Yeah.
I mean, I get you. Look at us. You look at Man United. Both sets of fans can be really angry with the team, and look, whatever's said and done, you can change for injuries. You can. You're going to get injuries, but it's how you come back from adversity. How you come back from these, and other players then have to step up. The other players have not stepped up, and I'm angry. I am really angry because it's about pride for me. It's pride about wearing the shirt. It's about this. It's about the cockerel. It's about the shirt you wear, the cockerel I wear. These players don't care. They may be all in for the Europa League, but they don't care. And it's us fans that have to suffer. We have to go through, if we don't win the Europa League, we have to go through all season with other fans battering. Do you know what? Even at the darts, they're singing Tottenham get battered everywhere we go.
Yeah.
That's darts.
And that, to me, that's all on Ange Postecoglou, because there has to be a level of accountability. There has to be a level of expectation that whoever steps on that pitch, you are responsible for playing the position correctly and playing it well. And you cannot just be like, all right, well, this is just a friendly. Our mindset is on Europa. It's like, whoa. We still have 2 Premier League matches before the final. Why aren't you going out there and playing as hard as you possibly can? Trying to win.
Moore, yeah, there is Mikey Moore. I think Mikey Moore he's holding his right leg, I think. Jed Spence is coming over. There is a double solution. Solanke's coming over. Richie's coming off for, I think, is it Mikey Moore? It is. And Brennan Johnson's also going to get a run out as well. Villa are making a substitution as well. Whoever's coming off, it's Ollie Watkins. Can I just say, congratulations to Aston Villa. They have been immense.
Yeah.
They really have. They've been absolutely immense. And they deserve Champions League football.
Yeah.
I mean, James says 5 wins in 25 league games. Look, we're going to get into it in final score. We are going to go into it. Ollie Watkins is come off for Daniel Malian. I think he's making one of his few appearances this season. I'm big up to 183 people who have watched it. I know Friday night's a bit weird for a match, so big up, guys. We'll hope to see more of you here on Wednesday. And it is Odegaard's coming off so Richie's coming off for Johnson, and Odegaard is coming off for Richie. So that is your change. We'll get into it we'll get into it full time. I think I need to change final score because I think it's gone by a little bit. I can't remember what time I put it in for. Final score 9:15. Right, I need to edit that and put that for 9:30. There we go. But anyway, there you go. Oh, I stayed for this match, bro, instead of going to the spoons with my friends. Guess I truly picked the wrong choice. Yeah, we can still go meet your mates now, Boris. I mean, I don't think you've been missing much.
Yeah.
Here's Martinez, kicks it long up the field. Here's now Villa. Number 22, Villa keeping the ball now, guys, in their own half. Tottenham not really doing anything. They're not pressing. They're not pushing. They're not.
They've given up.
They're giving up. And there Zonano has been injured, tackled. Oh.
Ever since Villa scored that second goal, that they've given up.
Yeah, Jazz says, only chatting Wednesday. If they win Spurs, YouTube will be in morgue if they're done. Well, look, if win, lose, or draw, Anana's coming off. Win, lose, or draw, we will be here. And we won't back down from our responsibilities of giving you guys the latest content on Tottenham. We won't go hiding. We will not go hiding. Win, lose, or draw, we will not go hiding. Now they've headed off to a club, and I ain't a club person. I'll be a club person, Boris. You know you can be. You know you can be. It's in you. It's in you. Hello. We got Big Mix joining us. You're right, Big Mix.
Yeah.
You look like how I feel.
Yeah, disappointed.
Yeah. Here's Villa. Villa now. Tottenham not even trying. It goes out for a Spurs throw-in. They're not even running. But here's Jed Spence with the ball. Jed Spence now to Basuma. Basuma to Spence. Spence to Basuma. Basuma looking for options. Finds Danso. Danso goes over to Ben Davis, the Welsh Wally. Now goes over to Archie Gray, who couldn't kick a bull up the arse if he tried. To Matthias Tell, who should go back to Germany because we're not paying 65 million for you. And there's Ange Postecoglou. Just find your kangaroo and go back to Australia with your toothbrush. And now Villa. I did get the pizza thing in, by the way.
Yeah. Numerous times. Overkill on the pizza.
Well, I was enjoying it. I was thinking of all the different pizzas you could have.
Yeah.
Domino's do a cheeseburger pizza, which is really nice, by the way.
I'll take your word for it.
It is nice, actually. John McGinn is now coming off, guys, and I think he's got man in the match as well, the club captain. Oh, why do we do this to ourselves, Jimbo? Why do we do this to ourselves, man?
Because we're Spurs fans and we're there's something not right up here. No, I mean, look, I put it in the chat. I don't know if you saw it. 10 minutes of that second half, we looked like we could have given Villa a game, and I'm not going to say that it's the team we picked or what do we expect. We fielded as B team and youngsters.
Oh.
Yeah, we did, but Steve said it perfectly clear, perfectly well, and I think you agreed with him, Dermo. Is that this was a opportunity for players that are on the peripheral to really really stamp their.
I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry.
Not sponsored or endorsed by
THFC 2 with Dyer, not sponsored or endorsed by Domino's Pizzas or other pizzas options are available.
Oh dear.
Look, if you don't laugh, you cry, wouldn't you? Seriously.
Yeah.
Steve. I mean, who is Villa again? Villa have been good tonight. Actually, I have to say.
Yeah, they've been consistent.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
We matched them for the first half.
I'm might be playing devil's advocate a little bit, and I'm not trying to say that we outplayed them or anything like that. But have they really been that good? Have they really? When you look at the team that we've put out, and you've pretty much got Villa's strongest 11 out there. Have they really been that good? Because, yes, they've had a lot of the ball. Yes, they've sort of camped in our half. But for most of the game, we kept them at bay and we sort of held them off. And, look, the first goal, sloppy defending by Bissouma. weren't tight enough to his man. I feel like that's another goal that has cost us. And the second goal, it was a well-struck goal. You can't really argue with that. He hit it well. But apart from that, they haven't really tested Kinski. He's not really been forced into save after save after save after save.
I think there was one, wasn't there, in the first half? But here's Villa again, James. And look, and Villa here are just, if they don't get a third here before the end of the game. And yeah, I will get that for you, Steve. Sorry.
No,
I will do it for you. Sorry. I know I'll do it now for you. Sorry. It's my own fault.
But that being said, James, you bring up a very interesting point, because for that first half, not only was Villa camped in their own half, but they just were unlucky to connect on a goal in that first half, because they had a few different opportunities on set pieces and just balls in where they actually had nice free looks at the net, and for whatever reason it just didn't go in. And when they finally gained some consistency in the second half, they were able to essentially just score with ease. So yeah, you bring up an interesting point. Were we that good during that first half, or were they just unlucky?
I think we played well, and I think we held our own against them. I think there was an element of unluckiness to Villa, but I think they were trying to force it too much. Boris says it here, look. He says they should have scored 5 or 6 if they are put in that strong of a lineup. And I'd say the same if we were only winning 2-0 and they showed a weak team. I'd be screaming we need to score more. I agree with Boris there. Just so you aware, boys, it is full time. That full-time whistle has gone. So
I'm 3 minutes behind you. I'm still got 3 minutes more of pain here.
Yeah, just endure, Dermo, endure.
Do we score?
No.
He did not.
All right, it's full time, guys. That is the end of the game. I don't care if they're still playing in my telly. Nothing's going to happen. We couldn't play our way out of a fucking super bag. Wednesday. Battery low, says my headset. Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday. Be a completely different game. It will be a completely different game. And mainly because...
I tell you why, James. I'm sorry why I'm saying that. I don't mean to cut across you. Sorry, man. I really do apologize. But I've got no confidence for Wednesday. I'm sorry. I've got no confidence whatsoever for Wednesday. And maybe
okay,
I'm right.
okay. Let me give you
wrong.
some confidence. Let me give you some confidence, right? You look at the team that is played tonight, not including the subs coming on and everything like that. Look at the starting 11 that we had.
Yeah.
And then you look at the 2 legs over Bodo Glimt.
I know.
How many of those players that started tonight against Aston Villa, who are now 3rd or 4th in the Premier League and fielded their strongest team, how many of our strongest players played? Who started? Because I can count 1.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from our squad as in general, but our squad depth is shocking.
Yeah.
And we need a better squad depth.
Yeah.
And Wednesday is going to be a completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
You're going to be Ange's going to be fielding the strongest 11.
Yeah.
He's going to be fielding our strongest first team 11, barring Kulusevski. So I was thinking about it during the dismal second half of what thingy, and in full-time show, I'm going to give you On my tactics board, by the way, Dermo, I'm going to get my tactics
Well,
board
I tell you
out.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and get that show started because we have to go on in a minute. So,
Yep.
do you know how to end this show?
Yeah, of course. I ended
Yeah.
the last one.
Yeah. So I let you go. Dumbo the Dermot. Right. I let you guys. Tequila, join us into full-time score, final score. We'll be there. But I'm gonna let James and Steve finish off the watch along. I'll go and get the other. So come and join us. We're gonna go on the full-time final score now. We're there in 2 minutes. Guys, I see you in there. You can log yourself in, can you, James? Do you need the link?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Steve,
I can
you
log
got the
myself
link as
in.
well?
Yeah, I got the link, but no, I don't have the login information, so it's all good.
No, it's okay. Well, you got the link anyway, and we'll sort that out.
Yeah,
Right.
I get it.
See you in there, guys. All right, and bye-bye. Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at how we came into European matches where we ended up drawing Bournemouth 2-2 after after a dismal run, and then we go into the second leg against AZ Alkmaar and blow them out. Then we lose to Fulham, lose to Chelsea. Yeah, we beat Southampton, big deal. But then we go into the first leg against Eintracht Frankfurt, draw them, get absolutely destroyed and humiliated against Wolves, and then we turn around and beat Eintracht Frankfurt to move on. We lose to Forest. We get absolutely obliterated by Liverpool. We beat Bodo Glimt. We draw against West Ham, beat Bodo Glimt, and now we've lost to Palace and Villa. But who cares, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, but I will say is that
I care.
Well, no,
care,
that's
but
not what I didn't mean it actually like literally. Who cares? What I'm saying is like the reality is like I actually want to win every single game as possible, and that's where I stand. My level is up here, and I want this team to match my expectation level. But that being said, what I mean by that is results in the Premier League have no correlation to the results in the Europa League. It seems like it doesn't matter if we come off a loss. We seem to rebound in the Europa League, and we've been able to not only advance, but we've also looked good while advancing, right? So I just think that if anything, what these matches show me, especially Crystal Palace and today, is that there is a wide discrepancy from our starting 11 versus our squad players, right? There's a vast discrepancy to the point where I actually am 100% enthusiastic about Wednesday because I actually believe in our starting 11. I believe in our back four. I actually believe in our ability to score goals against Manchester United because I actually think that our back four is going to be so jacked up to play in this final that I don't think you're going to see Harry Maguire being able to carve out the middle of the box and be able to put in positions that to win headers to score. Like I don't see that.
Yeah.
But my other reason why I'm so unbelievable ecstatic about Wednesday is because outside of Sonny, how many of these players have played in a European final? The answer would be none, right? So this is their first opportunity to play in a European final, and I would probably assume that they're going to be so jacked up to be in that final that they're going to. I'll say it right now. I think a lot of these guys are probably going to be playing over their heads a little bit, and they're going to come correct, and I think they're going to look awesome on Wednesday.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I say, apart from Sonny, no one in this starting 11 has played a cup final with Spurs, let alone a European final. And I think it's going to be a little bit different. Mickey even said in a TNT interview he would rather win the Europa League than get Champions League football.
Yeah, he's got the right mindset.
League.
Yeah. He's got the right mindset. Yeah. He's focused on the here and now. He's focused on that trophy. 100%. That's the attitude that you want. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely, Boris. I agree. Look, what transpires on Wednesday is going to transpire on Wednesday. I think we'll win. I think we'll turn Man United over again. But I just see a different game being played. It's a cup final, which is going to take the level up. Everybody's level is going to go up. Even the Man United players. I'm not just saying it'll be the Spurs players. Even the Man United players, their level will go up. It's a cup final. Of course it will. There's a route into Europe's pinnacle competition of the Champions League. That will then create a step up of the thingy of the players. There are probably a few players in that Spurs starting 11 that may be concerned for if a new manager comes in, where their position within the team is going to be. So that then should take them up to another level.
Do you think there are going to be players thinking about that ahead of a final, about whether their place in the team is going to be predicated on a new manager, or do you think the focus is squarely going to be on winning that trophy?
I think some of the players will be thinking to themselves, if I put up a shit show, I could be looking for a new club.
Mm.
I think a new manager could come in and I could be looking for a club, or I'm just going to be sat on a bench, not picking up the minutes. And if it was me, I was a Premier League player, and I would be petrified of that thought. That thought would like drive me to thinking 2 players on that pitch tonight. Well, actually, no, not 2. There was more than 2. About 4 players on that pitch that impressed me tonight. Kinski, and it's weird saying it. Well, actually, then there's 5 because I forgot about him. So Kinski, Danso, Davis, Reguilon, and Mikey Moore. They're the 5 players that impressed me tonight. Mikey Moore, that first half, was running himself into the ground, trying to cover the right back position. And it's a good shout, that Carl, actually. It's a very good shout. But look, we'll get ready for final score. I'm going to get my tactic board out. You haven't seen my tactic board. I went out and bought a tactic board.
That's fine.
So, and I'm going to write down my how I think we'll set up in the Europa League final. I'm going to grab a quick drink first as well, but I'll let you jump. I'll end the show out and we'll talk more in final score. Thanks very much. 181 of you joined Stephen Dermot for Watchalong. I've just jumped in and out at half time. Please, all 181 of you, jump across to final score. Join us on final score where we'll dissect the game a little bit. Please hit the like and subscribe. Please pick up your memberships if you can. It helps us keep this show going. And we've got lots to talk about, and there'll be lots of members' videos coming out here on THFC TWD over the summer. And you don't want to miss that. Be the first to get it. Thank you very much, and we will see you very soon.